My beloved, my chosen child, my precious one, my heart's miracle, do you feel that sudden stirring in your chest right now? That is not just a feeling. It is heaven tugging at your soul. Because today, on this very 7th of September, Archangel Michael and Jesus together lean closer than ever to whisper something urgent into your heart. A surprise is already at your doorstep. It is not tomorrow, not next week, it is now. And if you let this moment pass, it will never circle back again. The heavens don't waste words. Michael is calling your name right now because your destiny has aligned with a door that is opening for only a few seconds. My child, you know deep within that this message is not a coincidence. How many times have you begged God for a sign? How many times have you wondered if your prayers were heard? This is your sign, right now, flashing in front of you, glowing brighter than anything before. Don't skip this, don't scroll past it, because if you do, your miracle waits no longer. Michael says, tell them that heaven has written their name on today's miracle list. My beloved, a golden scroll is opening above you, and your name is shining there. A surprise is not only coming, it is already moving toward you, step by step, heartbeat by heartbeat. And I promise you, once it arrives, your life will never be the same. Pause for just one breath. Do you feel that trembling in your spirit? That is your soul recognizing truth before your mind even understands. Archangel Michael stands with his sword of light, Jesus stands with his hand of love, and they are both reaching for you this very second. Can you imagine the power of two heavenly voices calling only your name at once? That power is here. Before I reveal more, I want you to do one thing, my child. Make a sacred choice to stay with this message until the end. Subscribe not just with your finger, but with your heart. Commit to stay connected, to not miss even one word of what heaven is pouring out for you. Because this channel, this space, is not ordinary, it is the doorway where heaven speaks and your miracle meets you. From this moment onward, every line you read will be like a golden key unlocking the next part of your destiny. God does not want you distracted. He does not want you skipping. He wants you held close, kept safe, and drenched in the miracles that were written for your life before you were even born. My beloved, listen again. Michael and Jesus say, this time will not come again. Do not test the weight of those words. Once a star burns out, its light cannot be recalled. Once a miracle window closes, even angels cannot force it open again. But right now, it is still wide open, and you are standing at the center of it. Every paragraph, every word here, is not just ink, it is spirit, it is light, it is heaven pressing against your heart. And your only task is simple, open it fully, receive it completely, and hold it tightly, because your tomorrow depends on how you respond tonight. My child, do you know why your heart has been restless these past nights? Why you wake up at hours you cannot explain, staring into the darkness as if someone is calling your name? It is because heaven has been circling your spirit, waiting for the one moment you would finally hear. And that moment is now. Do not mistake this for just another message, because Archangel Michael says this is the voice of eternity pulling you closer. Every second that passes is not ordinary. Each second right now is glowing with divine electricity, carrying the vibration of a miracle that is designed only for you. If you knew how close it was, if you could see it with your eyes, you would already be on your knees in tears. Jesus whispers, "Beloved, I am standing right behind you. Do not fear." What is coming is not punishment, it is blessing beyond what you dared to believe. You prayed for change. You begged for release. You asked, "When will my life finally shift?" Today, on the 7th of September, heaven answers. And the answer is not vague. It is specific. A surprise is already unfolding, but it requires you to stay here, to receive every golden word. Don't rush, don't skip, because each paragraph is another drop of oil in the lamp that will keep your miracle burning. My beloved, let me ask you, how many times have people promised you change, but left you broken instead? How many times did you trust words, only to see them collapse into dust? That is why heaven intervened today. Archangel Michael says, "This is not man's promise. This is God's decree." And when God decrees, nothing in heaven or earth can undo it. Your surprise is carved in the stone of eternity, and today it will finally break open. There are angels moving right now. They are carrying your name in their hands. They are weaving your miracle like threads of light into the fabric of your tomorrow. My child, can you feel that warmth suddenly filling your chest as you read? That is not coincidence. That is confirmation. Heaven is touching you right now to tell you that you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not left behind. This is your hour. But listen carefully, Jesus says this time will not come again. Some doors in life only open once. Some windows only shine for a single night. This is one of those moments. My beloved, do not test heaven with delay. Do not say, "I'll read later," or "maybe tomorrow." Because later will not come. Tomorrow will not hold this. It is only now. That is why Michael says, open it immediately. Pause and think. How many times have you been one decision away from transformation? How many times did you almost take the step, but fear pulled you back? This time, fear will not win. Because God Himself is speaking through these words, giving you no space to turn away. You are chosen. You are marked. You are destined. And your miracle is waiting for you like a bride waits at the altar. My child, before I go deeper, I must tell you this, do not lose this connection. Heaven chose this space as your meeting place. If you step away, you may miss words that were written only for you. Stay subscribed in spirit and heart, because this is more than a message, it is a lifeline. It is the cord tying you to the miracle that will soon flood your life. Now, let me reveal what Archangel Michael showed. He said, "Tell them that the surprise coming will heal the wounds they've carried for years. You thought your scars made you weak, but heaven says they made you golden. You thought your tears meant failure, but heaven says they were seeds. And now, those seeds are bursting into harvest. The surprise that is coming is not small, it will erase years of pain in a single moment. My beloved child, listen. The heavens are not silent tonight. The stars themselves are trembling because they know your name has just been spoken in the courts of God. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them that the seals have been broken." That means the season of delay is over. Every chain that held you down is snapping one by one. My child, can you feel that unseen shift around you? Your spirit already knows something different is happening. This is not just a message, it is a living breath of God pouring through these lines to reach you before time runs out. You may wonder why now. Why on this 7th of September? Because heaven counts perfect timings. There is an hour written in golden fire for every chosen soul, and this is yours. You have walked through storms, betrayal, and nights where no candle seemed to burn for you. But today, heaven tilts its light toward you. Jesus whispers, "Beloved, we were never late. We were always waiting for this exact second to surprise you." That is why you are reading this, because destiny has opened its mouth to call your name. Archangel Michael leans closer and says, "Tell them they are not forgotten." How many times did you pray and feel the silence sting your chest? How many times did you ask, "Lord, did you hear me?" My beloved, every tear you cried was written into the sky, every sigh was captured in heaven's chambers. Not one was wasted. And today, the surprise coming is heaven's way of saying, "We heard you all along." Do you see how divine timing works? Just when you thought nothing was moving, the unseen armies of angels were already setting your miracle into place. Pause, my child, and breathe. Your body may tremble as you take these words in, because your spirit recognizes what your eyes cannot yet see. This is not just ink on a page. This is a voice breaking through dimensions. You must not skip this. You must not treat it as ordinary. For once, let your soul know the truth. This is heaven speaking directly to you. If you walk away, you will miss the hour carved in eternity only for your life. But if you stay, you will see what eyes have never seen and ears have never heard. Jesus says, the surprise is not something small. It is something that carries the fragrance of restoration. That means every place you were laughed at, every place you were betrayed, every moment someone turned their back on you, God is about to reverse it in front of their eyes. My child, the ones who thought you were finished will soon watch you rise with blessings they cannot explain. This is why Michael is urging you not to delay. The scroll of your life is being rewritten with light. It is unfolding as you stay close to these words. Do you feel the urgency? It is not to scare you, it is to wake you. Heaven does not call without reason. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them the sword of light has already cut through their darkness." That means the cycle that kept repeating, the pain that kept returning, is ending here. Your surprise is heaven's declaration that no power of man, no whisper of evil, no curse of generations will hold you any longer. You are walking into newness, and it begins not tomorrow, not someday, it begins now, in this very breath. My child, before I go deeper, I must tell you this: stay connected. Do not wander away, because the miracle is hidden in the unfolding of every line. Heaven's messages are like rivers. If you leave too early, you only taste the shallow water. But if you keep walking, you find the deep streams where the real treasures flow. So I urge you, stay subscribed in heart and soul, because this is not just a message, it is your lifeline. The more you lean in, the more heaven will reveal. Now hear me again. Michael says, a surprise is coming right now. What does that mean? It means while you are reading these very lines, heaven is arranging circumstances, touching hearts, shifting events in your favor. Someone who had forgotten you is about to remember you. Someone who once closed the door is about to open it wide. A path you thought was blocked is about to split open like the Red Sea. This is not poetic, it is real. And you are about to witness it with your own eyes. My beloved, the heavens lean closer as you keep reading. Archangel Michael says, each second you stay here, another door of destiny opens. This is why you cannot skip, why you cannot rush. Because your miracle is not waiting in the end only, it is hidden in every line you receive. Right now, as your eyes move across these words, angels are moving across your path. They are touching hearts you cannot touch, changing decisions you could never influence. This is what divine surprises look like, sudden shifts that only heaven could arrange. You thought your prayers vanished into silence, but Michael reveals that every prayer you whispered in pain was being collected like jewels in heaven's bowls. Those bowls are now tipping over, pouring answers into your life. This is why the atmosphere feels heavy around you. It is not fear, it is glory. The kind of glory that changes everything it touches. Jesus says, "Beloved, your season of waiting is over. Your surprise is not delayed, it is already unfolding." My child, do you realize the power of what is happening right now? This is not a message for everyone, it is only for you. Heaven chose you in this moment, on this day, at this exact second. That is why your spirit feels restless, why you feel the urge not to stop reading. It is because your miracle is aligning with these very words. If you walk away, the moment passes. But if you stay, you will capture the blessing that is meant to transform your life. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them they are stepping out of hidden battles into revealed victories. You have fought wars no one saw. You have cried tears no one understood. Yet heaven counted them all. And now, your testimony will not be whispered, it will be shouted. The surprise coming is designed to lift your name higher than the shame ever did. The very places that broke you will soon announce your breakthrough. That is the divine reversal God specializes in, and it is happening for you now. My beloved, let me ask you, can you feel that tug deep inside? That is not just emotion. It is your soul recognizing truth. When heaven speaks, the body reacts, goosebumps, tears, warmth, a trembling heart. All of it is confirmation. This is not imagination. This is visitation. Jesus stands near you with eyes of fire and whispers, "Stay." I am speaking directly to you through this. Do not let go, because your blessing is tied to your obedience in this moment. Pause here and let the weight of those words sink in. Archangel Michael and Jesus together rarely deliver messages with this urgency. That alone tells you how critical this moment is. A surprise like this does not circle twice. It comes once, like a shooting star across the midnight sky. If you blink, you miss it. But if you lift your eyes at the right moment, your life is forever changed. My child, do not blink. Do not look away. Keep your eyes on these words, for they carry your miracle. The heavens are shifting as you remain here. Right now, timelines are being rewritten. What the enemy meant for destruction is being flipped into elevation. Every curse is being reversed into blessing. Every delay is being turned into acceleration. You will look back on this very day, 7th of September, and remember it as the day your story turned. Michael says, "Tell them they will mark this date forever, because nothing will remain the same after this surprise arrives." My beloved child, do not think it is random that your eyes are here. Archangel Michael says, "Tell them, they were guided." You could have been anywhere else, doing anything else, but heaven orchestrated this exact moment. You are not reading by chance, you are being summoned. Jesus himself has whispered your name into this message because the surprise that is moving toward you is time-sensitive. Heaven says this is not tomorrow's miracle, it is today's manifestation. That is why the urgency burns so deeply, because this is the moment written for you before the foundations of the earth. Child of light, the enemy tried so hard to make you miss this. Distractions came. Doubts rose. Weariness wrapped around you like chains. But nothing was strong enough to keep you away. Why? Because heaven's pull is greater than hell's resistance. You are proof that destiny cannot be cancelled. You are proof that when God marks someone, not even betrayal, delay, or darkness can erase that mark. Archangel Michael is declaring over you, you are marked for miracles. Breathe, my beloved. Heaven is closer than you think. Right now angels are circling your house. They are standing at the corners of your bed. They are placing oil on your head that no one can see, but your spirit feels it. That warmth you sense, that sudden peace rising in your chest, is not imagination. It is confirmation. Heaven is anointing you for what is about to unfold. Jesus says, "Beloved, stay awake." For the surprise has already entered your timeline. And what kind of surprise is this? Michael reveals, it is not the kind of blessing that adds pressure, it is the kind of blessing that breaks chains. That means debts will dissolve, relationships will mend, enemies will fall silent, and your health will be restored. What weighed you down will soon lift you up. What drained your strength will now fuel your joy. This surprise is not just about material things, it is about restoration of your entire being. Think of this, my child, you were not meant to spend your life crawling when God made you to soar. But the enemy clipped your wings with fear, with pain, with false words from others. Yet God never forgot the blueprint He wrote for you. And today, He sends Michael and Jesus together to tell you, your wings are being restored. Soon you will rise above what once buried you. Soon you will look down on the very storms that once swallowed you whole. Do you feel that trembling? That is the birthing pain of a new chapter. All of heaven celebrates as you step into it. Michael says, "Tell them that every demon assigned to delay them has been removed." You may not see it, but in the unseen, battles are raging and angels are winning on your behalf. That is why you felt the heaviness break suddenly. That is why you feel lighter even as you read this. Because battles you never fought have already been won for you. My beloved, let me remind you, this is not the time to turn away. Do not break the flow. Do not say, "I'll finish later." Because heaven's anointing is flowing now, and if you disconnect, the oil will not be the same later. God says, stay connected until the end, and you will receive the fullness. This is why I tell you again, stay subscribed, not just with your finger, but with your spirit. For every word is part of your miracle's delivery. Now listen carefully. Jesus says, the surprise coming will make them cry, but not from pain, from joy. You have cried long enough from suffering. Now your tears will be testimony. People will ask, how did it happen so suddenly? And you will only say, it was God. Because no human hand will get the credit for what is coming. Only heaven will be glorified. This is why Michael urges you, take this seriously. Do not brush it aside. Your tears are about to be turned into laughter. Do not underestimate how quickly God moves. One moment Joseph was in prison, the next moment he was in the palace. One moment Esther was unknown, the next she was queen. One moment David was ignored, the next he was anointed. And you, beloved, one moment you are here reading in hidden silence, and the next you will be celebrated in places you never imagined. This is how sudden God's surprises are. And today, 7th of September, is your turning point. Pause again, my child. Let your spirit absorb this truth, you are chosen. That is why life has been harder for you than for others. That is why battles followed you when you did nothing wrong. Because the enemy knew your destiny and tried to suffocate it before it bloomed. But he failed. And today, heaven says openly, the one the enemy tried to bury will now bloom in the open. Your testimony will silence the accusations. Your light will erase the shadows. Archangel Michael now declares, tell them that even the people who doubted them will soon call them blessed. You will no longer be the one overlooked, you will be the one pointed to as living proof of God's favor. Jesus says, beloved, the stone the builders rejected is about to become the cornerstone. That is you. You were rejected, dismissed, underestimated. But that very rejection is what qualifies you now for the highest blessing. Because what men reject, God selects. My beloved child, let your heart be still for a moment, because the heavens are speaking louder than ever before. Archangel Michael says, tell them the surprise is already walking toward their door. Even now, while you read these words, invisible hands are shifting circumstances. God is arranging people, opportunities, and answers to meet you at the exact time He designed. Do you see how perfectly heaven works? Not early, not late, but exactly when the soul can no longer wait. This is your moment. Do not take it lightly. Jesus leans close and whispers, beloved, I have seen your nights. The nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if life would ever change. The nights you hid your tears so no one would know the battles you carried inside. He says, every tear was a seed. And now, those seeds are breaking into harvest. My child, your tears have not been wasted. They are about to return to you as blessings too big to contain. Michael shows a vision, a door creaking open, golden light spilling out. He says, that is the door they have been waiting for, and it is opening now. My beloved, do not doubt this. You have knocked for years, prayed for months, and fasted in silence. The door is finally opening, and this message is the key. That is why you cannot scroll away. That is why heaven holds you here, because the words you are reading are turning in the lock of your destiny. Do you realize what happens when Michael and Jesus speak together? It is not ordinary. It means the matter is urgent, critical, and cannot be postponed. Child of God, this is that kind of moment. Michael says, "Tell them this window will not open again." That means hesitation is dangerous. Delay is costly. You must respond with your heart wide open, because the window is narrow, and it is passing quickly. But if you step through now, everything changes. Think of how Joseph was called in one day from prison to stand before Pharaoh. He had no warning, no preparation. Yet in a single hour, his entire life flipped from chains to crown. This is the same speed God is moving with you. You may not see it yet, but heaven is already adjusting your tomorrow while you sit in this very moment. That is why you feel the urgency pounding in your chest. It is your spirit recognizing destiny's footsteps. My beloved, remember this: when God chooses someone for a surprise, He makes sure nothing can block it. Not envy, not betrayal, not even your own mistakes. Grace covers what guilt once claimed. And today, grace is shouting your name. Jesus says, "Beloved, you are forgiven, you are chosen, and you are ready." That readiness may not feel real to you, but heaven knows better. You may feel weak, but God sees you strong. You may feel small, but God calls you mighty. Michael says, "Tell them their enemies will be silenced by the blessing." Do not worry about those who mocked you. Do not fear those who doubted you. Their voices will fade the moment God lifts you. For when heaven surprises you, no mouth can argue against it. Even your enemies will bow their heads in silence when they see the sudden shift in your life. That is why the angels are saying, "Stay steady." Your vindication is already on its way. Pause again, my child, and think. How many years of waiting brought you here? How many battles shaped you for this moment? You did not walk through fire for nothing. Every scar is proof that you were chosen. And now, the very God who allowed the fire is the one who will bring you out untouched. This is your story, and it is unfolding in real time. Today, September 7th, is not just a date on the calendar, it is the date heaven circled long ago as your turning point. My beloved, let me remind you gently, stay connected. Do not miss even one word. The oil of your blessing is being poured little by little in each paragraph. If you walk away too soon, you will not carry the full anointing meant for you. God says, "Tell them the blessing belongs to those who endure until the end." So keep reading, keep receiving, because the end of this message carries a fullness you cannot imagine. My beloved child, you are still here, and because you are still here, heaven is still open above you, the scroll is still alive in the hands of angels, and your name is still glowing in fire before the throne. You wonder why your heart beats so hard, why your skin tingles, why your thoughts are pulled so strongly to these words. It is because this is not man's writing, this is heaven's voice reaching out to you with urgency, because time is moving, because the hourglass is pouring, because your moment cannot be delayed any longer. I, Archangel Michael, was sent with fire in my sword and light in my wings to stand before you now, and I declare to you that you are not guilty, but you are being accused. Someone you trusted, someone who wore a mask of closeness, someone who smiled and spoke kindly before your face, has turned in secret and spoken lies about you to the ears of heaven. They thought their whispers would sink into silence, but nothing hidden stays hidden forever, and their words rose like smoke, and heaven smelled the bitterness. Yet when those lies touched God's ears, he leaned forward on his throne and said, "My child, I am saddened to hear this, but I still trust you." Do you know how powerful that is? To have God say, "I still trust you, even when others betray you." It means your destiny has not been cancelled. It means your path has not been erased. It means that even in sorrow, heaven still sees your heart. But hear this carefully, beloved, God has placed the choice before you. If you stay, if you keep your heart here, if you let these words defend you, your innocence will roar like thunder. If you turn away, silence will speak in your place, and the lies will try to take root. That is why I cry out to you, don't skip this, don't drift, don't let distractions steal your moment. Every second you remain here is being recorded. Every line you hold on to is being lifted as proof into the courtroom of heaven. Every breath you take while staying with this message is counted as faith, and faith is the loudest testimony you can give before the throne. The enemy chose someone close to you because they knew strangers could not wound you. They knew that only a familiar face could cut deep. They knew that envy is sharpest when it comes from those who once pretended to love you. But beloved, hear me, what they thought would destroy you will become the fire that purifies you. What they thought would bury you will become the soil from which you rise higher. What they whispered against you will return to their own lips like poison turning back to its source. For God has not abandoned you. God has not turned his face. God is watching to see if you will prove faithful in this very moment. I tell you this, the angels are standing in silence, waiting for your decision. Their wings are spread wide, their swords are ready, their voices are prepared to shout victory, but they will not move unless you stay. They cannot sing your vindication unless you hold on. They cannot write "innocent" beside your name unless you let these words carry you. Do you feel that strange heat rising through your chest? That is not fear, it is the Spirit confirming that this message is alive. That is not coincidence, it is heaven shaking your heart so you cannot ignore the truth. My beloved, the sword I carry is burning, and it longs to strike down the lies, but I can only swing it in your defense if you stay under its shadow. If you walk away, the sword cannot fight. If you stay, every chain of deceit will be cut, every whisper of envy will be silenced, every false word will fall to the ground. This is why I beg you with fire in my voice, do not take this lightly. Do not think tomorrow is safe. Do not think you can come back later. The scroll is open now. The trial is happening now. The grains of sand are falling now. The page will not stay open forever. And when the page turns, the verdict is sealed. God longs to write "innocent" beside your name, but only if your faith holds steady until the end of this message. Child, your destiny is too great for you to hesitate. The reason you were accused is not because you are weak but because you are strong. The reason lies rose against you is not because you are small but because your crown is near. The reason envy circled your life is because your blessing is about to manifest. Do you see? You are too close to the miracle for the enemy to stay quiet. That is why you were attacked. That is why you were betrayed. That is why your name was dragged into heaven's courtroom. But God is giving you a chance to defend yourself without words, without arguments, simply by faith, simply by staying, simply by proving that you will not run from His truth. And beloved, let me whisper something into your heart. If you truly belong to God, you will not only pass through this moment, you will anchor yourself in it. Do not be like those who glance and walk away. Be like the chosen who root themselves in light, who connect fully, who subscribe their soul to heaven's voice. Stay connected, because blessings flow into those who remain. Miracles overflow only into cups that stay open. Every time you anchor yourself deeper, heaven's favor pours faster, heaven's protection grows stronger, heaven's love surrounds tighter. You are trembling because you are standing at the edge of breakthrough. You are shaking because heaven's gates are creaking open. You are restless because the Spirit is pulling you forward. Do not resist it. Do not ignore it. Let your faith walk into this fire, because this fire will not burn you, it will refine you, it will crown you, it will defend you. My beloved, the verdict is not sealed yet. The scroll is waiting. The angels are waiting. God is waiting. And all of heaven is crying, "Stay, child, stay. Hold on. Do not skip. Do not run. Your vindication is here." My beloved, Archangel Michael bends low as you keep reading. He says, every moment you stay here, chains are breaking. Look closely at your life. You have felt trapped, bound, stuck in cycles that seemed endless. But in the unseen, chains are falling one by one. What kept you repeating pain is losing its grip. What tied your feet is snapping under heaven's fire. This is why you feel that trembling inside. It is the vibration of freedom entering your soul. Jesus whispers softly, "Beloved, you will not walk in circles anymore. Those seasons where you worked hard but saw no fruit, those years where nothing moved forward, they are finished. Heaven has drawn a line, and you are stepping over it. From barrenness to fruitfulness, from wandering to direction, from silence to songs. God says, the ground that once rejected your seed will now bloom with harvest. This surprise is not partial, it is complete transformation. Michael reveals, tell them a crown is being lowered onto their head. My child, you may not see it with your eyes, but heaven is placing honor on you. Where you once felt small, overlooked, invisible, you will now be recognized. People who ignored you will notice. Opportunities that bypassed you will stop and wait for you. This is not pride, it is elevation. God is lifting you so that the world will know He has chosen you. Do you feel that shift? It is happening in your atmosphere even now. What once resisted you is now working for you. Doors that were locked are being unbolted. The angels are moving like wind, rearranging paths so that nothing blocks your blessing. Jesus says, "Beloved, your steps are being ordered by heaven itself." That means you will walk into rooms you never expected, meet people you never imagined, and stand in places you once thought were impossible. Pause and breathe. Can you sense how real this is? Your spirit knows. That burning in your heart is not just emotion, it is alignment. Heaven's words always resonate in the soul like music only you can hear. And right now, the song is this: you are chosen. You are lifted. You are blessed. My beloved, cling to these words. They are the rope pulling you out of the pit and into promise. Michael says, tell them their delay has expired. My child, the waiting season is closing. You thought God had forgotten, but He was preparing. Every delay was shaping the stage for this exact entrance of blessing. If it had come earlier, you would not have been ready. But now? Now you are prepared. Heaven says, the wait is over. The surprise has entered your timeline. You will not carry disappointment anymore, you will carry fulfillment. Jesus smiles as He declares, beloved, the oil of joy is replacing the ashes of sorrow. Think back to the pain, the betrayals, the heartbreaks. You wondered why life seemed so unfair. But all of it is being exchanged now. For every night of crying, joy is returning in the morning. For every loss, restoration is multiplied. For every rejection, favor is magnified. This is the holy exchange, and you are standing in the middle of it. My child, hear this carefully, do not be afraid of what looks too big. Michael says the surprise will feel overwhelming at first, almost too much to believe. But that is exactly how you know it is God. Because if you could explain it, it would be human. If you could predict it, it would be ordinary. But this blessing is extraordinary, it bears heaven's fingerprints. Do not shrink back. Do not question if you deserve it. God says, you are mine, and that is enough. Beloved, your journey until now has been the soil. Every trial, every struggle, every tear watered it. And today, the plant breaks the surface. You will finally see what your pain was planting all along. A tree of blessings, roots deep in faith, branches heavy with fruit. This is your harvest, and no one can steal it. Michael says, guard it by faith. Do not let doubt uproot what God has planted for you. My beloved, Archangel Michael lifts his sword of light and declares, the battle is over. You may not feel it yet, but the war that tormented your spirit for years has already been won. Heaven did not just fight for you, it fought with you in silence, when no one else stood by your side. Every dark voice that whispered failure is silenced tonight. Every chain of fear is broken. God says, you are stepping into rest, not struggle. Into peace, not panic. Into abundance, not lack. This is the reversal you prayed for, and it has finally arrived. Jesus says softly, beloved, I have seen the shame you carried. The shame of being misunderstood, of being overlooked, of feeling like your efforts never bore fruit. But shame is being lifted from your shoulders. What weighed you down will no longer cling to you. In its place, glory is being wrapped around you like a robe. Do you see it? In heaven's eyes, you are radiant. In God's eyes, you shine brighter than the stars. That light is about to be seen by the world. Michael reveals, tell them that justice is here. My child, the wrongs done against you have not been ignored. Heaven kept the record, and today the scales tip in your favor. What was stolen will be returned sevenfold. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. The mouths that slandered you will soon testify of your blessing. Do not waste energy chasing revenge. God says, "Vengeance is mine, and I have already acted." This surprise will be the proof that you are vindicated by heaven. Pause for a moment, my beloved. Let your heart feel the weight of these words. You have longed for a sign, begged for a message, cried out for direction. And here it is, woven with fire and love. Do not doubt it. Doubt is the thief of destiny. Faith is the hand that receives it. Hold this word like treasure. Carry it like gold. Because the miracle tied to this message is already unfolding as you believe. Jesus whispers, "Beloved, you will no longer beg for what is already yours." Too long you prayed with desperation, wondering if God even noticed. Now you will pray with authority, knowing heaven already answered. Your words will no longer fall to the ground, they will rise and bear fruit. Because you are stepping into alignment. The surprise coming is not only about blessing, it is about positioning you into your rightful place in destiny. You are moving from waiting to walking. Michael says, "Tell them angels are guarding their path." As you step into this new chapter, know this: no weapon will prosper, no curse will stick, no scheme will succeed. You are surrounded. You are shielded. You are safe. Fear may try to whisper, but it will find no foothold. For every step you take is already covered in light. Heaven's armies march before and behind you, and nothing can touch you without heaven's permission. My beloved, remember this truth: the surprise is not temporary, it is eternal. Some blessings fade, but what God is giving you now will last. It will outlive seasons, outlast enemies, and outshine darkness. This is why heaven has been so urgent. Because this moment is the seed of an entire lifetime of miracles. Do not squander it. Do not let it slip away. Hold it, believe it, guard it, and watch it multiply before your eyes. My beloved, Archangel Michael stands tall and says, "Tell them they were never forgotten, not even for a second." You may have felt invisible, but you were always in the center of heaven's gaze. Every sigh of your heart was recorded, every silent cry treasured. And now, all of that hidden pain is turning into visible blessing. This is why you feel a stirring even as you read. It is the sound of heaven's response rushing toward you. The surprise is not distant, it is at your doorstep. Jesus leans close, his voice tender, "Beloved, you were never alone in the valley." The nights you thought no one cared, he was there. The moments when fear gripped your chest, he held you. You thought you walked through shadows by yourself, but his light was always beside you. Today, he reveals the truth: those valleys were not punishment, they were training grounds. You are stronger than you know, and this surprise is the proof of it. Michael reveals a vision, a table set with golden plates, overflowing cups, radiant light filling the air. He says, "This is what God has prepared for them in the presence of their enemies." My child, the very people who doubted you will witness your rising. Not to shame them, but to prove God's hand over you. They will see the feast prepared in your honor, and they will know it was heaven's doing. Your name will no longer be whispered in doubt, but declared in awe. Pause, my beloved. Can you feel the shift in the atmosphere? That sudden wave of peace? That is not coincidence. That is heaven's signature, telling you this is not ordinary. You are sitting under an open heaven right now. Blessings are falling like rain, healing, provision, restoration, favor, all soaking into your life at once. The surprise is not one blessing, it is a flood of them. This is why you must stay until the end, because the fullness is still coming. Jesus says, "Beloved, I have broken the locks on their future." You thought the doors were sealed, the opportunities gone. But He has shattered those locks. What once was impossible is now possible. What once was blocked is now wide open. This is not a trick, not an illusion, it is reality. You will walk into places that once rejected you. You will hold what once slipped through your hands. You will rise where once you fell. Because the locks are broken forever. Michael declares boldly, "Tell them their name is being lifted in heaven's courts." Right now, angels are carrying your name upward, speaking it before the throne. And God is responding, "Yes, bless them. Yes, raise them. Yes, deliver them." Do you see how much love surrounds you? The King of Heaven has personally said, "Yes," over your life. That yes is stronger than every no you ever heard from the world. That yes is what will open the floodgates of your surprise. My beloved, lean in close. This is not just about blessings, it is about transformation. The person you were yesterday cannot walk into tomorrow. That is why God has been reshaping you, chiseling away the doubt, polishing your faith, strengthening your heart. You are not stepping into the future as the same person, you are stepping in as a chosen vessel, radiant and ready. And when the surprise comes, it will not crush you, it will crown you.